chosen one. God sent a special person. This is your sign. Special person sent. You didn't find this message by accident. You didn't stumble across this moment by coincidence. The very fact that these words have reached your eyes is a divine signal. A soul unlike any other has entered your orbit or is about to. A shift in your journey is being divinely orchestrated, and this connection will play a key role. So take a breath and receive what is coming. You were meant to hear this. Before we continue, I invite you to stay with me until the end of this video. There is a reason you're watching this right now. If you feel it, drop your warmest wishes in the comments and write 99 to align your energy with the universe. This is a chapter about wishes coming true and energizing the universe, not by force, but by divine timing. Now let's focus on what is unfolding. You may have sensed it, a change in the air, a strange alignment of thoughts, a pull towards someone who defies explanation. This is not your imagination playing tricks. This is energy taking shape. The person you're thinking about, or the one you are about to meet, is not just anyone. They are a part of the plan. Your path and theirs are deeply intertwined, written long before your awareness ever caught up to it. Some people enter our lives to challenge us, others arrive to awaken us. But there are a few, extremely rare, who are sent to walk with us through transformation. This person is different. They don't come with confusion, chaos, or unfinished energy. They bring clarity. They bring direction. And even if you didn't expect them, their arrival will make more sense than anything else has. They are not perfect, and they're not meant to be, but they carry a frequency your soul recognizes, something ancient, something eternal. You may not even understand why you're drawn to them, or why their presence calms storms inside you that you didn't even realize were raging. But this bond has been silently preparing for years, maybe lifetimes. And now it's time. It's time to recognize that not all signs come in the form of thunder. Some arrive quietly. Some look like ordinary people carrying extraordinary assignments. That's what this person is. Someone whose very existence shifts your rhythm, awakens your fire, balances your peace. They are not here to complete you. You were already whole. They are here to expand you. There may have been a season where you questioned if real connections still existed, if true support, mutual elevation, and aligned purpose were still possible. Maybe you've been let down, misled, broken by false promises and temporary bonds. That season is closing. This is not just emotional healing. This is energetic realignment. What's being sent to you now isn't a placeholder. It's a pillar. You'll know them not by how loud they arrive, but by how silently your spirit says, finally. They will not compete for your attention, but rather reflect your power back to you. They will remind you of your light when the world tries to dim it. And most importantly, they will walk with you, not in front of you, not behind you, but beside you, as equals on a divine assignment. This person may come to you in a time when you're least expecting it, or perhaps they're already near, but the connection hasn't fully awakened. That's okay. Timing is never accidental when the divine is involved. Trust that the meeting, the conversation, the moment will be unmistakable. It will move something in you, not through chaos, but through resonance. There's a reason you were isolated. There's a reason you were kept hidden. The time you spent alone wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You had to become the version of you that could hold this type of connection without sabotaging it. You had to be refined. And so did they. The pain wasn't in vain. It was shaping the container for something sacred. Now, the universe is aligning the right circumstances, the right timing, the right energy to initiate this next step. The person being sent isn't just a partner. They're a mirror, a catalyst, a presence that activates what was dormant within you. They won't fix you. You never needed fixing. They will see you deeply, truly, without masks, and call you higher. This is the kind of bond that feels like destiny, not drama. It's not about games, ego, or proving yourself. It's about purpose. It's about growth. It's about what happens when two frequencies designed to elevate each other finally meet. You may try to deny it, to push it away out of fear or disbelief, but deep down, you'll know this is it. This is different. You'll feel safe and seen. You'll feel challenged and inspired. You'll feel like the person you were always meant to be has finally been given permission to rise. This person will not make you smaller to feel powerful. They will amplify your light because it doesn't threaten theirs. And together, you'll begin to remember what you were created to do. Not alone, but together. The world may not understand the connection. That's okay. They're not supposed to. This isn't about public validation. This is about private alignment. You weren't designed to follow the world's blueprint for love, friendship, or partnership. You were chosen to experience something deeper, a sacred bond beyond logic, beyond convenience, beyond fear. So prepare yourself. Clear your space, mentally, emotionally, energetically. The special person being sent to you isn't arriving randomly. Their path was prepared, just like yours. Their soul was whispered to in dreams. They've been pulled through fire just to be able to stand with you in the light. This isn't just a connection. It's a divine meeting point. And when it happens, breathe it in. Trust it. Don't run from it. Recognize that this isn't a moment to question. It's a moment to receive. You prayed for something real. You longed for a bond that felt like truth. Well, here it is. Not perfect, but purposed. Not flawless, but divinely timed. You are not alone anymore. And you were never abandoned. You were simply being aligned for this very connection. When the divine sends someone into your life, it doesn't always look magical at first. Sometimes they show up in quiet moments, in passing glances, in places you least expect. But your soul knows before your mind can understand, and that inner recognition becomes louder with every interaction. This isn't about butterflies, it's about peace, it's about home. You may find yourself reflecting on conversations that seem simple on the surface, yet linger in your heart for days. Their words don't echo because they're loud. They echo because they touch the deepest parts of you. The places that have been untouched for years, the corners you locked away, thinking no one would ever really care to explore. But somehow, they do. And they don't run. It's not just emotional intimacy, it's spiritual familiarity. It's that strange feeling that you've met them before. Not in this life, maybe, but somewhere, somehow. The eyes speak before the mouth ever does. And in those eyes, you don't see judgment. You don't see fear. You don't see comparison. You see welcome. You see warmth. You see recognition. What's rare about this bond is that it doesn't force itself. It doesn't manipulate. It doesn't perform. It simply is. And in its presence, you are allowed to be, to breathe, to exist without the pressure of explaining yourself. There's a sacred safety here, one that allows vulnerability to bloom, not out of desperation, but from divine trust. You may question your worthiness at first. After all you've been through, after all the times people left, betrayed, or broke you, this might feel too good. But hear this: you are not too broken to be loved this way. You are not too late for a love like this. You are not too far behind to be met with grace, compassion, and patience. This person isn't here to fix you. They're here to witness your becoming. You will not have to beg for their attention. You will not need to earn their loyalty. You will not have to shrink your power to be accepted. This person will show up with energy that feels like truth and consistency that feels like healing. And even when life shakes you, their presence will feel like an anchor, a quiet reminder that you are no longer in the storm alone. They've walked through their own valleys. They've fought their own demons. That's what makes them capable of seeing yours and not flinching. They've had nights of silence, confusion, and soul-searching just like you. They were being prepared just like you. Their journey carved the strength they now carry, the strength you'll soon lean on without guilt. You are both being aligned for a purpose higher than romance. This is deeper than a relationship status or titles. This is a divine assignment. You both carry keys to each other's next level. Their presence will unlock things in you that were once dormant: dreams, desires, visions, boldness, and your presence will do the same for them. It's a mutual rising. And maybe you've already met. Maybe this isn't someone new, but someone whose role in your life is evolving. You may have felt drawn to them for reasons you couldn't explain. That's not random. The timing, the connection, the recurring signs, it all matters. Trust that what you feel is real. And if the connection is still growing, don't force it. Let it unfold the way it was always meant to. In this kind of divine connection, patience is power. You're not chasing, you're not striving, you're aligning, you're surrendering, you're showing up as your authentic self, scars, strength, softness, and all. Because that's what makes you ready for something this real. You've done the inner work. You've confronted your shadows. You've leveled up your spirit. And now, you're ready. The moments you've spent healing weren't wasted. They were building a foundation. You didn't go through all that pain for nothing. You didn't cry all those tears just to return to the same cycles. This time, things are different because you are different. You're not chasing attachment. You're attracting alignment. You're not repeating the past. You're receiving what's pure. And this person, they'll feel like breath after suffocation, like sunlight after months of darkness, like still water after stormy seas. You won't have to question if they're sent. You'll feel it in the way your nervous system relaxes in their presence, in the way your laughter returns, in the way your heart softens, not from illusion, but from safety. Together, you'll speak of things others don't understand. You'll dream aloud without shame. You'll support each other's growth without insecurity. It won't be perfect. Nothing divine is ever without challenge. But it will be real. And realness is what you've been asking for, what your soul has been waiting for. It's here. It's close. Don't doubt it. If you feel them coming, trust that feeling. If you feel drawn to reach out, follow that pull. If you've been dreaming of someone's name, seeing signs, feeling energy stir, pay attention. The universe is not subtle when it's trying to prepare you. That connection is not a coincidence. That warmth in your chest is not random. This is your sign. This is your confirmation. And when the moment comes, don't shrink. Don't second guess. Don't run. Embrace it. Let yourself be loved in the way you were always meant to be. Let yourself love in the way you were always afraid to. Show up fully, speak freely, love deeply, because this time, it's different. This time, it's divine. There will be a moment, maybe soon, maybe later, when the air will shift. You won't be able to explain it with logic, but something inside you will know. Something deep within your being will feel it before anything physical changes. That moment signals their arrival, or perhaps the activation of the connection. The universe doesn't always work in grand gestures. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it nudges, but the truth always finds its way through the noise. You might notice you've been thinking about someone more often than usual, or you'll find yourself being reminded of someone from the past, not because of longing or confusion, but because there's unfinished divine timing. Or maybe it's someone completely new, yet their energy feels ancient, familiar, like a déjà vu that never ends. It's because this connection was written into your timeline long ago. When this person enters your life or becomes active in it, there won't be chaos. Instead, you'll feel clarity. They won't drain you. They'll energize you. They won't distract you. They'll refocus you. Their words will carry frequency. Their silence will carry peace. Even in conflict, there will be resolution rather than destruction. Even in silence, there will be trust rather than suspicion. That's when you know. This is something real. This is not someone who will ask you to abandon your path. This is someone whose presence helps you walk it more boldly. They won't pull you away from your calling. Instead, they'll remind you of it, support it, encourage it, even when it gets hard, and you'll do the same for them. This is mutual alignment. This is sacred support. This is purpose-driven connection. You'll grow, not just in love, but in purpose, not just in emotion, but in impact. When you're with them, things start making sense. The puzzle pieces begin to fit. The things that used to confuse you now reveal themselves as preparation. Even the heartbreaks become teachers. Even the delays become protection. You'll look back and realize every ending was pointing to this beginning. If you've been betrayed before, lied to, used, or manipulated, it's natural to feel guarded. But this person will not demand your trust. They will earn it through presence. They will not rush your healing. They will honor your process. They will not exploit your softness. They will protect it because they know what it's like to heal alone. And they don't want that for you anymore. You may be tempted to overthink, to analyze every word, to question if this is too good to be true. But chosen one, you must understand, good things aren't always a trap. Not every light is a trick. Some lights are just that. Light, pure, guiding, honest. And you are allowed to step into it without guilt. You are allowed to receive without suspicion. There will be signs that only you can recognize. Little confirmations from the universe, a phrase they say, a look in their eyes, a song that plays, a synchronous message. These are not coincidences. These are divine winks, gentle affirmations that what you feel isn't delusion. You're not crazy. You're not making this up. Your intuition is speaking truth. You've spent so much time proving your worth, justifying your heart, protecting your energy. But this connection will not require performance. It will simply require presence. You will not have to pretend. You will not have to fix yourself to be good enough. You already are. And they'll see that. They'll reflect that. They'll remind you of who you are when the world forgets. This special person will walk with you through your evolution, not as a savior, but as a partner. You'll no longer have to choose between connection and freedom, between love and growth. Because real love doesn't cage, it expands, it empowers, it breathes with you. And when it's real, it doesn't make you smaller, it makes you stronger. Let go of the fear that you'll mess it up. If it's divine, you can't ruin it. You may stumble, you may hesitate, but grace will cover the gaps. This connection isn't built on perfection. It's built on presence. It's built on forgiveness, communication, growth, and truth. What's meant for you will recognize you, even when you're still becoming. You don't have to chase this. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to compete for it. What's aligned with your soul will be drawn to your light, not your performance. You don't need to shape-shift to be loved. You need only to be, to breathe, to trust that who you are is not too much, not too little, just right. And when you finally sit across from this person, when the moment arrives, let your guard lower. Not because you're naive, but because you're healed. Let your heart open. Not because you're desperate, but because you're ready. Speak your truth. Receive theirs. And watch how the universe responds when two aligned souls agree to journey together. The love story ahead of you is not a repetition of the past. It's a redemption. It's a renewal. It's a revival of what your heart always hoped was possible, but never had the chance to experience fully. Now is that chance. This time, it's different. Not because they're perfect, but because both of you have done the work. You've waited, not in vain, but in preparation. You've protected your spirit. You've honored your growth. You've said no to lesser things, and now the universe honors that. It doesn't reward you with a person. It aligns you with a presence that complements your calling, your energy, your rhythm, a presence that feels like home without making you forget who you are. You may feel it before it even begins, the anticipation, the stillness before a divine unfolding. The atmosphere around you may shift. You may find yourself craving solitude more, needing quiet, preparing yourself in subtle ways without knowing why. That's because your spirit knows. Your soul always feels divine timing, approaching long before your conscious mind can explain it. It's like an internal alignment, a gentle rearranging of emotions, thoughts, and desires. You stop chasing. You stop questioning your value. You start sensing that something is on its way, not from a place of lack, but from a place of trust. And in that trust, the connection finds you. Not by force, not by accident, but by grace. This is the grace that surrounds divine partnerships. The special person being sent to you doesn't arrive just to love you. They arrive to evolve with you. Their presence will not just make you feel adored. It will awaken something in you that was waiting for recognition. They will call forth your strength, not by demanding it, but by believing in it. And that belief, that deep, soul-level belief, will be the spark for transformation. This isn't surface level. This isn't convenience. This isn't about filling a temporary void. This is purpose-oriented. It's about what happens when two people who have survived, healed, and grown finally meet on common ground. It's about what you create together. It's about what you inspire in each other. This person is not a prize. They're a partner. And you, chosen one, are the same for them. And the beauty of it? You don't have to overthink this. Divine connections don't require a perfect performance. They only require authenticity. The person who's meant to walk with you will not be intimidated by your wounds, your intensity, your dreams, or your silence. They will honor your rhythm. They will move with you, not ahead of you, not behind you. You'll notice something remarkable about how they treat your spirit. They won't try to mold you into someone you're not. Instead, they'll nurture who you already are. They'll support your evolution without making you feel like you need to be fixed. They'll remind you of your divinity when the world tries to reduce you to a role or a label. And it won't be loud. It won't be filled with drama or confusion. It will be quiet in the way oceans are quiet, vast, deep, powerful. It will be still in the way mountains are still, grounded, enduring, eternal. That's what real connection feels like. Not adrenaline, not constant highs and lows, but security, resonance, mutual peace. They won't be impressed by the masks you used to wear. In fact, they'll gently remove them. Not to expose you, but to love you more deeply. They'll fall in love with your truth, your essence, your unpolished edges. They'll hold your hand through moments when you feel vulnerable, and they won't let go when you show your softness. This is real, this is rare, and this is yours. The divine doesn't just send people to love you in a romantic sense. Sometimes they're sent to heal you, to push you, to mirror you. Sometimes their presence serves as a reminder of your path. They won't distract you, they'll realign you. They won't suppress your fire, they'll feed it with their own flame. Together, you'll rise, not just in love, but in purpose. It may take time for you to fully trust this. That's okay. You're allowed to move slowly. You're allowed to listen to your instincts. This is not about rushing. This is about honoring the process. Divine timing doesn't demand urgency. It invites surrender. And in that surrender, the connection deepens. It roots itself in truth. It flowers in peace. You won't feel like you're losing yourself in them. You'll feel like you've found more of yourself beside them. They'll celebrate your individuality, not fear it. They'll support your boundaries, not test them. And in doing so, they'll remind you that real connection doesn't require sacrifice of identity. It requires alignment of soul. And when challenges come, because they will, you won't crumble. You won't fight against each other. You'll fight for each other. You'll face the discomforts of growth with grace. You'll hold space for the hard conversations because there is trust. And when there is trust, there is safety to expand. This is how love becomes legacy. You're not being sent a savior. You're being sent a mirror. And they will show you parts of yourself you may have ignored, avoided, or underestimated. But they will not weaponize your weaknesses. They will honor your wholeness. And you will do the same for them. That's how divine connection works. Not by perfection, but by presence and purpose. This person is not here to replace your solitude. They are here to add to your strength. They are not your source. They are your witness. And witnessing each other in full truth, in full vulnerability, in full power, that is the miracle. That is the sacred rhythm. That is what changes everything. There is a reason the journey felt long. There's a reason the nights of loneliness seemed to echo deeper than usual. It wasn't because you were forgotten. It wasn't because you were unworthy. It was because something sacred was being prepared, not just in your life, but in theirs. Both of you had to be shaped, refined, transformed through seasons that felt silent, but were never still. You may not realize it yet, but the distance, the delay, the emotional shedding, it all had a purpose. You had to release the versions of yourself that were conditioned to accept less. You had to unlearn attachments rooted in fear, not love. You had to clear space, emotional, mental, spiritual, so that when this divine connection arrived, you could hold it without losing yourself in it. Because this person is not a substitute for your healing. They are a continuation of it. You are not meant to be saved. You are meant to be seen. And they will see you, not just in the light you've cultivated, but in the shadows you've dared to face. That level of visibility might feel overwhelming at first, but it's also the safest thing you've ever known, because it's real. And it's time. There may be moments when the intensity of the connection feels like too much, not because it's wrong, but because it's finally right. You're not used to being met at the soul level. You're not used to someone understanding you without translation. But this person will. They will listen between the lines. They will catch the pain in your silence. They will sit with you in your quiet and still feel close. This is the kind of bond that doesn't require performance. You won't have to filter your emotions. You won't have to adjust your volume. You won't need to constantly explain your heart, because they'll feel it. They'll already know, not through magic, but through mutual alignment. You'll both carry an inner knowing that doesn't come from the mind. It comes from the soul. And you'll start noticing how much easier life feels with their presence. You'll laugh more freely. You'll breathe more deeply. You'll return to the version of you that existed before the world made you build walls. That's what their energy will do. Not fix you, but remind you of what it's like to feel safe without pretending. They will bring peace without demanding perfection. And it won't always be fireworks. Sometimes it will be soft mornings, quiet talks, shared silences that don't need to be filled. You'll find joy in the simplicity, healing in the ordinary. Because love that is divine isn't always loud. It's consistent. It shows up every day, even when the spark fades and the noise of life takes over. It's steady. It's unwavering. This person will not be threatened by your past. They will not hold it against you. They will see how far you've come. They will honor your process. They will understand that every scar carries a story of survival. And instead of fearing your wounds, they will celebrate your resilience. They won't shame the parts you had to fight through. They'll respect the strength it took to still believe. And maybe they'll share their own stories too. Maybe you'll find pieces of your pain reflected in theirs. Maybe your wounds will rhyme in a way that doesn't reopen trauma, but instead creates understanding. You will not be alone in your becoming. You'll walk beside someone who's been through their own becoming too. And that creates a different kind of bond. One built on mutual growth, not power imbalances. You won't be each other's everything. And that's the beauty of it. You'll still have your individual paths, dreams, missions, but you'll support each other without needing to control the outcome. You'll love each other without trying to own each other. You'll give space, not because you're disconnected, but because you're deeply connected, enough to trust the flow. There may be seasons when one of you is growing faster than the other, or healing deeper than the other. But instead of falling apart, you'll lean in. You'll listen. You'll hold space. You'll understand that love is not measured by how easy everything is, but by how willing you are to work through what's hard together. And that willingness, that is sacred. You'll build trust in moments that seem insignificant, in the way they remember your favorite snack, in the way you reach for their hand without thinking, in the way they check on you without needing to be asked. Trust is built in the quiet, and this connection will be full of those quiet, powerful moments. You won't even realize how deeply rooted it's become until you look back and see how far you've come. And when doubts creep in, because they will, you'll be able to speak them without fear. You'll be able to say, "I'm scared," and they won't withdraw. You'll be able to admit, "I don't have all the answers," and they won't pressure you to pretend. They'll meet you in the uncertainty, not with solutions, but with presence. Because real love doesn't always fix. Sometimes it simply stays. You'll start believing again, not just in love, but in yourself. Because the right connection doesn't just change your relationship status, it transforms how you see the world, how you show up, how you give, how you receive. You'll rise, not just because they believe in you, but because their belief activates something you already carried inside. This is not just romance. This is spiritual evolution. This is emotional maturity. This is sacred alignment. And it's happening, not in theory, not in dreams, but in real time. You are not being teased by destiny. You are being prepared. You are not being delayed. You are being aligned. And the timing, it's closer than you think. There is a soft certainty in your spirit now, isn't there? Something deep and quiet that whispers, it's near. And it is. What once felt like a distant hope is now drawing closer with every breath, every shift in your energy, every moment you choose to remain open. The special person who's been on your mind, or the one you've never met but deeply feel, is not a fantasy. They are real, and they are rising towards you just as you rise toward them. You are both being guided, subtly, precisely, by something bigger than either of you. Every turn, every pause, every lesson that once felt random has actually been synchronized. You were never off path. You were never left behind. You were being positioned, strengthened, cleared of everything that couldn't sustain what's coming. And now, you're different. Not in an obvious way, but in the way you carry yourself, in the way you value your peace, in the way you say no to what doesn't feel right, in the way you no longer chase what runs and instead welcome what flows. This is the version of you that was always meant to hold divine connection. Not the version built from fear, but the version built from alignment. You are becoming more magnetic to truth. You are calling in the person who recognizes you on a soul level, not because of your past, not because of your image, but because of your energy. They feel your frequency. They're drawn to your essence. And even if they don't have the words for it yet, their spirit is responding to the call. Because your connection isn't just between two people. It's between two purposes. You'll meet them in divine rhythm. Maybe not at the peak of your success, but at the depth of your readiness. Maybe not when everything is perfect, but when everything is real. And in that meeting, you won't have to convince or chase or perform. You'll just have to be. And they will be too. Two people who've done the work. Two people who've said yes to growth. Two people who've outgrown illusion and finally made space for truth. You won't be confused. You won't feel anxious all the time. You won't be in a constant state of overthinking. This connection will bring clarity. It will feel like returning, not to a place, but to a feeling, a memory your soul never forgot, a home that never had walls, but always had warmth. You'll feel like you're being wrapped in something familiar, and yet brand new all at once. And yes, it will challenge you, but not in the way past relationships did. This challenge will be sacred. It will invite your expansion, not your erosion. It will stretch you to grow without threatening your stability. It will mirror back the parts of you that still need healing, not to harm you, but to walk with you through them. This person is not your test. They are your teammate, and together you will win. You'll co-create something beautiful, not just a relationship, but a rhythm, a sanctuary, a spiritual alliance. You'll move together through life with a shared heartbeat, a shared mission. Even in your differences, there will be unity. Even in your disagreements, there will be respect. And even when you falter, there will be grace. Because this isn't love built on possession. It's love built on permission. The permission to grow, to fall and rise, to cry and be held, to question and be answered, not with pressure, but with patience. You will not lose yourself in this connection. You will meet more of yourself in their presence. Every time you doubted, every time you broke, Every time you asked, "Where is the one who sees me?" This is your answer. This is your confirmation. The delay wasn't denial. It was protection. It was preparation. It was love being shaped into its highest form so that when it arrived, it wouldn't just make you feel, it would make you rise. You've become the version of yourself that doesn't need saving, but still welcomes support. That doesn't seek validation, but still receives love openly. That doesn't collapse under pain, but still leans into partnership. And because of that, you're ready. Not perfect, but ready. And that's all the universe ever needed from you. You're not waiting anymore. You're welcoming. You're not hoping anymore. You're holding space. You're not asking if it's possible. You're preparing to receive it, because your faith is no longer just a wish. It's a knowing, a certainty, a light inside you that doesn't flicker even when the world goes dark. So breathe. Let this message settle. Let it echo in the spaces that needed reassurance. Let it flood the parts of you that were growing tired. This is not just another sign. This is the sign. This is the divine nudge that confirms everything you've been sensing, hoping, praying for. It's all aligning now. The person who's coming, or already near, is being guided just as you are. They're having dreams they don't understand, feeling tugs towards something they can't name, watching signs unfold. Their path is weaving its way toward you, steadily, quietly, divinely. And when you finally meet, in whatever form, at whatever time, it will feel like the final piece of a long-awaited song falling into place. So trust the journey. Honor your growth. Stay open, but rooted. You didn't wait this long for nothing. You didn't heal this much to settle for less. What's coming, what's already on the way, is real. It's rare, it's sacred, and it's yours.